So I'd just like to talk a little bit about the various phases that we've been through as a business. If you look back at those early days, those first 2 or 3 years, it was very much, I've got to be honest, it was a scattergun approach. We needed work, we needed a team, we needed to know which sectors we were going to work in. We were entrepreneurs, we were excited. It was, getting up every morning and thinking about what are we going to do that day, how we're going to form this organisation, how we're going to move forward. And success comes through different ways. The harder you work, the more effort you put in there, you make your own success. And for me, as a cold call salesman back in the early day, it was very much ringing organisations and trying to find opportunities with local companies. So the next phase for Solomons was 2000 to 2005. We were very heavily focused in the water sector in that period. Most of our work was with MWH. They had a framework with United Utilities. It was a 5-year AMP programme, and in the early days, as the programme was increasing in terms of outputs, our team was in high demand. So we were building our team on the back of MWH. But moving through 2004, 2005, we were finding that as their workload diminished, the requirement for our service diminished as well. But that was great, really. Didn't like it at the time, but what it meant was that we had to look elsewhere for work. Look to other sectors, look for other clients. And that's what we did. So we moved into the nuclear sector, we moved into the utilities sector, into the oil and gas sector, the chemical sector. So we made sure that our teams were continuing to fee earn as the workload came down in the water sector. 2007 was the next big year for Solomons. In that period, we doubled the size of our team. We grew from 15 to 34 people in the period March to November 2007. But what we were finding was most of our new recruits were non-cognates, so people with maths degrees, history degrees. We had somebody with a DNA PhD, but that was fine. So they were trainee quantity surveyors. That was what our clients wanted that year. We were very successful that year, but then the bubble burst. At the end of 2007, there was the financial crash and things became very difficult for a lot of organisations. But what we had to do was, into 2008, was to look outside of our core area, the Northwest. So we said to the team, look, we're in a recession, our competitors are making people redundant, they're closing offices, we need you guys and girls to go further afield for us. So we picked up work in North London, in Cockfosters, we picked up work in Inverness, and the team were great. They stood by us and they said, we understand the difficulties you're in, we understand we're in a recession, we'll do that. But over time, we managed to get work nearer and nearer to home, and the team came back to our core areas and we were successful again. As we moved out of the recession, we had time to reflect and we realised that this business was far more than just Kerry and I. Claire Mansell had joined us 5 years earlier, Mark Coburn 5 years earlier as well. And they'd really done well for us as a business. They'd cut the teeth with us. Claire had come from a very small organisation in Barrow where she was focused on small insurance jobs. Refurbishing kitchens, refurbishing bathrooms. Mark was different. He'd come from Bucknell Austin, a big consultancy business. But what Claire and Mark both had in spades was they were absolutely committed to Solomons. We trusted them and they trusted us. They were both committed to their own personal development. Mark had got himself chartered. Claire had worked towards it. She'd not got it, but my God, she should have done, and she deserved it. And both of them excelled in terms of client focus. They'd both go the extra mile for the client. And they were great managing teams. They were focused, they were committed, they wanted to see their teams be nurtured, develop, move forward and progress as individuals.
So Dominic's given a lovely potted history of Solomons and how we've got to where we are today and the key dates that have been involved in that progress. But I just wanted to say a bit about what it means to be part of a small business like ours and how lucky we are to have the opportunity to be so agile and optimistic about things. As a business, we've had opportunities to change quickly and rapidly and to give opportunities to people that perhaps wouldn't exist in larger organisations, and that's been really nice for us to see and be able to bring people along with us that have grown up through our business. it's lovely to think that we've got a board of directors that is made up of people who have come through the ranks of Solomons and been noticed for doing that, giving exceptional client service or achieving a high level of technical competence. You're visible in Solomons, and what you do matters to us and it matters to our clients, and that's what makes us a success. So it's a real privilege to be part of a company where people have such an input into our success, and we're really grateful to have that and to make that happen for others and give them the career platforms that they perhaps wouldn't get in a larger organisation.